Hey folks, Nak here, and welcome back to Let's Play A.R.E.S. On the last video, we didn't find much about Zytron, but we did take down Carrion and we got a new ability. Okay, let's see if we can finally find the terrorist group. And the first enemies we come across are the bombers. Now these enemies lock onto you when you get close to them, but as long as you use your SMG, I found that's the best effective weapon against them. And they actually have the lowest health. Now in the first video, I made the mistake of saying that the energy turrets and the maintenance drones have the lowest health, but these enemies only have 20 HP. Now we've got to be really careful in this room because it's hard to see some of the enemies in this fog. I actually like the fog and I wish it was used more, but this is like the only stage where it's used. And that's like true for a lot of the stages. They're only like used a little bit, like some unique things. But if we drop down to the left side and hold left, we can destroy this engineering pod and also destroy that gate. And we collect a database, and these databases are on the Zytron crawlers, the dog robots. And as we go up here, we can get this scrap material, and we can do an easy shortcut jumping down to the right side. And from here, instead of shooting those bomber hives, that's what they're called, you can stand right here from far away and they won't detect you. Again, those enemies don't detect you unless you're getting really close on them. And those are really hard to dodge in that area. Same with these turrets. I don't know why, like every time I look in the background, I'm thinking they're like blended in. Maybe because I'm like looking at the background. If we jump up here and collect this database, those are on the bombers. Again, they have the lowest health. It looks like it's Julia. Okay guys, let's see if we can hurry to the armory and see what's up. Now before you go down, you actually want to go to the top. And it's a little hard to see, but on the top right you see a little passage up there. Again, you can use your jump ability and collect the blue material, which is the most important. Definitely go for that if you don't want to go for any other materials. Take a jump to the left over here. You can heal up a bit. And we're coming across a different type of pod. Now these are assault pods and they fire in an arc like you can see right there. And that can be a little annoying to deal with, especially until you have later upgraded weapons. And we just collected a database on the Zytron Walker LA. I like the waterfall effect right there though, that's really cool. Okay, at this part, you want to be really careful and stand on this side. And as long as you're really quick with killing the bombers, you shouldn't have much trouble. Now, what you could do is stand in the middle and jump when the bottom one comes up, but that's the risk of having this one or that one hit you, so it's best just to stay to the right. Now, you want to keep firing up and moving back and forth up here, because they're tricky and put bombers on the elevator. Now we're going to use our same mindset here and come down and destroy the bomber hives from down here. Because once you see like the scenery of something, you can actually shoot from below it, if that makes any sense, where you can't see it. So you can actually abuse some of these things. If you want to do a type of speed run and want to get a double S to get the unlockable, and to get the unlockable, you actually have to take less damage, beat the level really quick, and get your hits up there, the combos, really high. And this is also a really good place if you want to grind for some scrap material, because those bomber hives gives a decent amount of scrap material if you destroy them. But let's keep going. In this part, guys, this is a hard part. Now when we first start, you want to immediately charge your ability up and jump to the left side. Now for the left side, you can just stand here and let them lift their platforms up and then jump yourself. You got to be really quick here, and you can do that. Now you can actually do it without using the charge ability, but that's the really simple way to do it. But it's actually a weird glitch I found where something happens to the scenery on the right side, and I'll show that to you. So let's go and check that out. Alright guys, welcome back. We're at the same spot, but this time when we go up, we just want to use our jump ability when we get to the end. And keep your eye on the right side of the screen when we get all the way to the top. This is the only level where I've seen that this can actually occur. So when we get up here, we're just going to jump up and use our ability. And if you look to the right, really quick, you actually will see the scenery cut off. That's really weird. And I'm not sure if that was like intended because going up, but they should have really fixed that. But now you see the game over screen. Let's get back to where we were. Alright guys, now let's actually continue. Now this is a mini boss, the Leviathan. What you can do is just stand over here on this side and he cannot hit you with anything. But he can actually send out bombers. But if you keep aiming in the middle, you should kill the bombers before they actually come out. Now that gas is Zytron gas. You don't really want to touch that at all. And if you stay to the left side, he can't do anything to you whatsoever with that dragging ability. And that is it. He's down. That's a really quick mini boss. What? Looks like our health went down. Okay. I like the background where you see his limbs moving. That's a nice little detail. Gotta be really careful here. We could take a couple extra hits since we have our meter charged out, but you still want to be very careful. Especially against those right there. You just want to aim from far away in this area. But it's a really short area, so let's get through here. Thank goodness we can finally get our health back. But our suit has changed. The prototype suit acquired. And also our health goes up a bit. Well, thanks Falco. Now, I love this suit for one of the reasons right here. You can use that ability to give you some invincibility frames. You can also use it against these. Now, don't these look a little bit familiar from the first stage? We actually had to go back to the first stage, and that's how we get that one secret. Now, let's destroy these and see what we can find out. When you get in here, you can avoid this by just ducking and destroying it, and they won't target you. I really like using the duck slide ability a lot just to get through the stages quicker, because you don't really run through the stages that quick in this game, so that's my way of sprinting, so I'm going to use it quite a bit. Oh, I didn't even know you're actually going there. That's actually cool. Alright, we reached a checkpoint. I'm going to collect that blue material up there just because I really want to get some other things upgraded. And you can also destroy these engineering pods in one hit with the slide. Whoa, that was a weird glitch. He usually dies in one hit. But it's like I actually hit him before my slide effect went off. Oh, there's like so many different bugs in this game, which is really cool and weird at the same time. And it can actually be good or bad depending on it, how you look at it. I'm going to take a shortcut over here and get a database. Now when you come in here, you want to be careful because it's a tight corridor. And that dog can actually get you. Now that's updated based on the Zytron troopers we fought in the last stage, which have less health than the Zytron Walker. Collect some material here. And those stupid bombers, they can hit you through platforms, so you have to be really careful of that. Now when we get to this room, I would recommend going this way, because this way you can get the most materials without using a lot of your utility costs right there. You won't be able to get that one though. And before I go to this one, there's another glitch I found while playing this stage. Now, when we get to this door, this is the only door I encountered. If we go and turn quickly to the right side, we'll actually get killed. Now, on most stages, either the door stays open or you can go back, but only on this part will you actually die. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now I'll meet you back at where we left off. Alright, welcome back. Now if you go to the right side here, there are some materials to collect. And there's another neat trick. It's like so many neat tricks in this stage you can do. Now we're going to want to charge up our HE grenade, and as soon as we go in, we want to use our duck charges, right, like this. And you can get through that area without getting hit. That's a neat ability if you want to just keep speed running without taking damage. But unlike the first part of the game where there's a good grinding spot, this is a really good grinding spot as well. If you want to come back and kill these, because these drop a good amount of material costs. I can actually upgrade a weapon here. And if you didn't notice, I actually upgraded my laser SMG. As you can see, it's a bit more purple on the purple side. And it fires a little bit faster and does a little bit more damage. I'm going to try to upgrade weapons frequently so you can see what they look like. That doesn't look good. Hopefully you can get there in time. But you know what this means, guys? It's a boss time. And welcome to the third boss of the stage, the Sentinel. Now this boss can be really difficult if you're not careful. He's going to probably do a roll attack first. Yep, and he does this multiple times, or he does it one time. We'll probably see it. Let's see. 1, 2, yep, 3 times there. It's a random amount. It's between 1 and 3. I want to be careful of that tail, not to get hit by it. And that, whoa, that was cheap. Well, he never did that before. But he mostly does this roll attack until he, yep, there we go. That's a different attack he's going to do. He roars and he's going to either crash down on us, or he's going to use his ability and charge him into a shock blast like that. And when he does that, you want to be at the end of the stage. And when you want to on the, sorry, I can't talk right now. It's like really hard of a boss. You either want to be at the end of the stage when he does that shock blast like that, which is really quick. And you want to be below him when he does that blast like that. You can't damage him when he has that shield on, of course. Unless you have another weapon, but that is later on. And I'll talk about that in the next episode. Right here you can just stay ducked down and do some damage to him. And now he's going to split up into different parts. You have to be really careful here not to get grabbed by him. And I did a pretty decent job at that. He's almost dead. Let's see. You can also abuse your slide right there. But that is that boss. What? Oh, that was a close one. Finally, we meet up with the terror squad. And we get another weapon that's going to be extremely useful for the rest of the game. Let's go rescue her. Let's go rescue. Let's go rescue ourselves some hostages. Alright. And that is it for this stage, guys. Now on the next stage, we're going to go on to the second last of the game when things are going to get extremely harder than they are now. So it's going to be really interesting. And also I'll show off the next weapon that we just got, and I'll tell you what it does. But there's actually going to be a cutscene after this video, so I have been Nak, and I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play A.R.E.S. I'll see you next time.